Hey, hey, it's time to finish our stitching. Are we ready? This will be our last live. And I think it's gonna be a fun one. Okay, so I'm going to do a little pumpkin patch down here. I'm also gonna do some cobwebs down here. And up here. And I thought we would do, I wanted to do a witch's broom, but I don't know where to put it. I'm gonna have to think about it. Maybe right here. And like leaning up against this. Excited to see you all today. Lucky to catch. Yes, we're here. Okay, so let's do the pumpkin patch first, so you can decide how many pumpkins and what shape you want to make your pumpkins. I'm gonna do kind of a bigger one and then like a rounder one. Let's see. Okay. The modern me wants to hang Edison lights on my porch. Do it. Do it. I say go for it. Okay, so there's our pumpkins, and then we'll do like some vines around them. Okay. Maybe this one can loop. Okay. All right. Got a little fuzz ball. All right, let's start with our pumpkins. We've got 608. And then we'll probably use, I don't know, we might use some of the 606. I'm not sure. Let's start with the 608 and see where that gets us. I think I'm gonna do a chain stitch. I was thinking about doing satin stitch, but I don't like doing really tiny satin stitches. So some options would be to do a split stitch in these areas. If you're gonna do split stitch, I would do it like vertical, like do them in this shape. If you're gonna do satin stitch, I would do them like in an arc. I'm gonna do a chain stitch because I think that that'll keep it just a little bit simpler. So a chain stitch is what we did on the underside of our roof in the dark purple. And then along the edge of the roof on the top. I'm going to use 4 strands of the 608. I'm just getting it in my needle. Tie some knots. Okay. So, chain stitch, we're just going in and out of the same hole, and then we're going to come up and pull that snug. This won't be quite as like full coverage, but I don't think that that's going to be a problem. At least it's not for me. So unrelated, how high is your embroidery frame above the table? Just like from the bottom of it to the table, it's maybe, I don't know, 4 inches? But I have it like almost, I mean, you can make it, okay, let me show you. So this part here, you can have it, or I guess it's this one that's bending. You can have that go up and down. I have this one as far back as it goes. I wish I could get it to like this part to go further back so that it could lay more flat, but I don't know. Like this part, this arm, I don't know, 6 inches, 7 inches maybe. It's the size of my hand. Movable seems very stable. Yeah, it is. I gotta move this back. I wish that there was more options to move it. I mean, there is quite a bit of option, but I don't know. The hardware is not super sturdy. Okay. All right, so I did the edge first, and then I'm gonna go down the middle and do, I want these all going the same way. I'm gonna start at the bottom and do one in the middle first, and then do the one in the middle last. And decide if I need to do more than that. We will see once I do this how close they are together. Yeah, I think just one more in there will be fine. So if you wanted to use 6 strands, you'd have a little bit fuller coverage. You wouldn't have quite as much of that like negative space like mine is. But I kind of like that. Okay, so there's one side. I pulled that too tight. Okay, I don't know if I have enough. I don't have enough thread, I don't think. I don't know, let's try it. I hate stopping chain stitch in the middle. I'm gonna get a new thread. I really don't like when I have to stop chain stitching in the middle of stitching and change my thread. It's possible, it's just annoying. So I'd rather take a pause and rethread my needle. Barmy Fox uses a brick to stabilize her frame. Yeah, some of them definitely are not as stable. This one has a really long bottom. Like the part on the table is like maybe 13 inches. Okay, so we're gonna start at the bottom again. And work our way up. Yeah, you're welcome for showing that too. if you want to look at it and get like exact measurements, I can get you a link. Just message me and I will send you that. I will say though, if I'm just stitching not on a stitch along, I like my Nerge hoop stand better. I don't like this one quite as much. I just can't quite get the right angle for me to like love it. Okay, this gap is a little bit bigger. I think I'm gonna do 2 more in here because I feel like it needs more than just one. We have had the best fall weather this week. And then this weekend it's supposed to freeze, which I'm excited about because no more bugs. But I'm like not ready for these beautiful temperatures to go yet. I was out taking care of the chickens earlier today and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the most beautiful weather. All right, we're almost there. One more. I will look into the Nerge stands too. Yeah, message me because I'll probably forget. I got the Nerge stand from a friend. She didn't like it, and so she sent it to me instead. And I like it. I think it's nice and sturdy, but it's not quite, like this one's really big. There we go. Okay. There is one pumpkin. So you could also go in and just do a couple of little stitches in here if you wanted. Or we could go in with the 606. Maybe we should do that. It's supposed to snow down here in Denver this weekend. Ooh, I know it's snowing. My Canadian friends are getting snow right now. Like in Calgary. I am not ready for snow. I'm not quite ready for really cold. I'm ready for the bugs to die. Like I would love it if we would get like really cold and it killed all the bugs and then we could go back to these really nice fall temperatures for just a little bit. That would be awesome. I mean, I'll take what I can get to get rid of these bugs, but all right. Bugs be gone for sure. We are over it. All right, I'm gonna let you do this second one on your own. So I'm just gonna go in and just fill this in a little bit, just with some like, of this red orange, just to give it kind of a little bit of some like pop of color. So it's not just a single color. So I used 4 strands doing the pumpkin. I'm gonna go back with 2 strands. To just add like some little, I guess it's not really highlights because it's not lighter. I don't know what the word is. Definition, shadows. Okay. So I've got 2 strands. I'm just gonna come in here and do a line up the side. I'm just gonna do a back stitch up here. I'm gonna come over here and then I'll decide if I want to put more somewhere else. But I'm gonna do these 2 sides first, because that's where the gaps are. shading variegation. Yeah. You could also do it a little bit looser so they don't get hidden in there quite so much, but whoops, got a knot back there. You could also go in with some of the yellow if you wanted to. Gosh dang it, that's a good knot. There we go. Yeah, I think it's gonna need some more. If you're gonna do some, you gotta kind of do the whole thing. So I'm just gonna come in here and do a few stitches up the middle as well. Do 2 stitches though. Same with down here. Pumpkins have veining partitions outside. Yeah. Okay. I like that. It kind of, you can't see it as well on the camera, but just kind of gives it a little bit of pop. All right. Let's give it a little stem and do some leaves and vines. All right, so we've got kind of a lot of like the greens right here. So I think I'm gonna pull in this like yellowy green that we did as well, just to give it a little bit of a different feel. Let's see. So these are the colors. I think I'm gonna go the 2 lighter greens, or yeah, like the yellow green. We can always go back with the dark green if we want some more. I'm gonna put these 2 in my needle at the same time. Hold on, I've got this all wrapped up. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna do 2 strands of the 581 and 1 strand of the 12. So I'll have 3 strands. Okay. Where did I put my needle? It's not there. Huh. I put it down. That was a bad idea. Oh, it's right there. Let's see, orange again. I'm blanking on where I saved the color palette for this. The pumpkins we did 608 and 606. So 608 is the main color and 608 was the highlights. 608 is what we used. No. 606 is what we used for the door and some of the window panes. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. So I'm going to do just a little stem here first, and I'm just going to do some straight stitches, kind of a little bit of a satin stitch, just do them right next to each other. And then you could do, I think I'm going to do a whipped back stitch. We haven't learned that, so a whipped back stitch is fun. So a whipped back stitch is you back stitch the whole thing first, and then we will weave around it and make it look kind of twisted up. Ooh, we could get our second green or our third green out for that. That's what we're gonna do. So I would keep these back stitches fairly small. Like that. Now you could leave this as a back stitch. You could also do a stem stitch if you wanted. A stem stitch is what we used for the moon. Okay, so there's our back stitch. I'm gonna do this side too until my thread runs out, just because I've already got it on my needle. I'm really liking how this color pops. This, like, I don't usually use like the 12. It's so bright. It's not one that I use on a regular basis, and I really, really like how it pops on this navy blue. These are not very straight back stitches. Just look at this one. When you whip it, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does a little bit, but it's not gonna be a big deal. Make sure when you go around a curve like this one that's really small, make sure your stitches are little enough that you keep that curved look without making it like choppy. Gosh, I keep losing my needle. Man, this thread is longer than I thought it was. Okay, I might be done just because I want to move on. No, I just need to finish it. Gosh, my needle is not, my threads are like not all in my needle at the same length. Gosh, I'm gonna make it all the way to the other pumpkin, which is great. I just wasn't expecting to. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be able to do this entire thing. I'm getting in a rush though. My stitches are kind of wonky. All right, there's that. Let's do a little stem, and then we'll call it done for now. Okay. Oh, sorry, I was kind of off camera there. Okay, I'm gonna get, so normally you would just use your same thread to whip it, but we're gonna change colors and whip it with a darker green, so it looks a little, gets it a little different look. Okay. So I've got my 904. Now we used 3 strands for this, so you can either use 3 strands or 2 strands. I don't want the dark green to get too overwhelming, so I'm just gonna use 2 because I want it to be just a little bit daintier. Okay. Whoops. It's a lot of threading needles today. All right, so normally you would do like your last backstitch. You'd come up here, you'd go down here, and then you'd come back up at the end. Since we're using a different thread color, when we come up at the end, we just have a new color. So with a whipped backstitch, what we're gonna do is slide our needle under each of these stitches. Keep your thread either on this side or this side, doesn't matter, but keep it on the same side. I'm gonna do it up just so it's out of my way. And then just pull it through. So then with the next one, we're always gonna have our needle going the same way. So I went top to bottom. So I'm gonna go and do that the same way. Oh my gosh, my cat is trying to get in the house. So always going the same direction. This thread is getting in my way. The biggest thing with a whipped backstitch is just making sure that you don't like snag the other threads around it. It was probably a better idea to go the other way. Oh my gosh, you guys, if I don't let the cat in, she is just gonna keep climbing the door. Hold on. We have metal screen doors and she will like climb up them. Okay. So we're always going the same direction. If you change directions, it changes the look of this stitch. It turns it into a, oh my gosh, our other cat. You guys, hold on. These cats, they're so spoiled. Okay. Anyways, if you go, like if I started going this way under instead of this way, it changes the look. It makes it, I don't remember what it's called, but it makes it so it's like an S instead of like a candy cane. Like this makes it look like a candy cane. Fun. All right, so I'm gonna come up right here, only this time I'm gonna go this way. Just be careful when you're pulling your needle that you're not snagging threads around it, which could happen very easily, especially with these French knots. See, this is awkward because then I have to do it with my left hand because I normally am holding my hoop in my hand so I can just turn it so it's easier, but in a hoop stand you can't do that. But do you see like how it like looks twisted? So this is really fun at Christmas time if you're doing like candy cane lettering. All right, now we have to think about this loop. Just make sure you are going like in the right direction. So we're gonna go that way. This is not the easiest to do like around things, but I think it's worth it. And it turns out really cute. All right, I'm gonna go under all of this. Hold on, I'm snagging that next one. Oh, snagged the French knot. This is taking way more time than I had planned on. I'm sorry. Today's gonna be a longer day because we still have cobwebs and a broom. I thought about doing a tombstone as well, but I don't think we have time. So if you end up doing a tombstone, please send it to me because I want to see it. Oh, man. Oh, we didn't do bats either. You could totally do bats in the sky. On day 10 of the previous stitch along with this pattern, we did bats. Oh, my battery's gonna die, you guys. Okay. I'm gonna pause it and get my other phone to record the second half. So this is pumpkins. I'm gonna turn off this live. I'll be right back and we will do the rest. So be right back.